Tama Ma, which is a play that's that is going through from the 4th of October to the 18th at Centrepoint Theatre in Palmerston North.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, is it fair to say that you are a cast member, Regan?
Yeah, I am a cast member and also a creative consult on the new idea within the play.
This is his idea, actually.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. No, the show is... There's a story of the show, but aside from the story of the show, there's the art form that the company's developing called Te Matakōka ko Rehia. So it's a Māori art form that we're developing in New Zealand, akin to what happens in Italy with Commedia dell'arte. And there's masks that they put on, there's archetypes associated with the masks. So if you pick them up, you can look at them and go, oh, this guy is any one of these sorts of personas or personalities. Right. Traditionally, we don't have anything like that in New Zealand or in Te Taha Māori. So Regan came up with the idea of creating some Māori masks and for us to create some archetypes to associate with those.
Yeah.
And we're in the process of doing that at the moment. Well, you were here. Is that right? And
I was in Palmy, yeah. I was in Palmy at the time.
Idea.
Yeah, then I came up with the idea. I've been working with Commedia masks, so like Tainui says, they stock characters. So you have the old man, you have the lovers, real stock standard.
How long ago was that, Regan?
Would have been, would have been 11 years ago.
11 years?
11 years ago when I got the Rosina Buckman scholarship.
You're just saying words now.
Yeah.
So yeah, from, was it 11 years ago you had this idea?
Yeah, it took 11 years for this idea to...
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's been sitting with me for a while, but the thing is, I came up with the idea, but I don't play with the bloody masks.
Oh.
I'd use the other one.
Oh.
He plays with the Italian masks.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And the Māori masks, it just happened that so there is a story to the play as well, aside from the masks.
Which Tainui wrote. Tainui wrote the play.
Okay.
And I wrote the play as a vehicle for us to be able to test and play with the masks.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that the character that Regan is playing in the story doesn't end up putting on one of the Māori masks.
No.
So 11 years later, he still doesn't get a turn.
Oh, the irony. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, can Tainui, can you just take us through what the story behind Hoki Mai Tama Ma is? I hear it's based in the World War II, and
did you hear that or did you read it?
Well, I heard it from someone reading it. Anyway,
no, that's good. That's really good. That's really good.
The reason it's set in World War II is because it's a prominent time where Māori and Italian people met and spent time together. And in this play, we have the traditional Italian mask and these new Māori masks trying to play together at the same time. So it just made sense for us to find the best place for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a new art form. The matarua is because that stuff is new for us. The discovery of how those masks can work in alignment with the Italian mask is the best way for us to find that, because we're using that as a basis at the moment, but we're not committing to that as a foundation.
Okay.
No, and to speak further on that, I think we can totally digress as a company and take it wherever we want.
Yeah,
and we're only just using commedia because that's all we know.
Yeah. Other cultures that do the same thing. I think I've seen some Asian.
Yeah, there's Balinese mask that's quite often used in New Zealand by a company called Indian Ink. And Indian Ink's one of my favourite theatre companies. That's Justin Lewis, who runs it with Jacob Raja. And the works are beautiful, and the Balinese masks are beautiful too. They're made out of wood. Our masks are made out of tōtara. But the traditional commedia is normally leather, right?
Yeah, leather. They're made of leather, pressed leather. So
and the Koreans have masks as well that they use, and I quite like those. They have really exaggerated features and movable jaws.
Wow!
Well, there are Balinese masks have movable jaws. I haven't seen Italian ones. Have you?
No, they're normally half masks.
Right.
So they talk by themselves. They need to, because the half mask was used to take the mickey out of politicians. And, satirical.
Very
masks.
satirical. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And the Japanese have their own sets of masks as well, called the kabuki wear them.
Yeah. I think I went and saw a play like that, and that was interesting. And in that play, I remember they weren't talking. Is there any talking in this play?
Yeah, there's there's two worlds that the play goes through. There's the real world stuff, which is quite naturalistic, naturalistic compared to the absurdity of what masks get to do.
Yeah.
So lots of talking there, and then the masks. So they come down. this is bad for radio because you can't see me.
Yeah.
Come down to about here.
Just under the nose.
Yeah.
For everyone listening.
So it comes out. Just like on the image as well. Two of them come down to just
That's
under
good
the
for
nose.
radio too, Ty.
Yeah. So if you just hold that picture up to your microphone.
Can you hear that, Whānau? You hear that? You hear that?
So those masks can speak, but there's also a full face mask that doesn't speak, but she sings and hums, or just allows sound to come out of the gap here.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, for those listening and can't see, it kind of looks like Phantom of the Opera a little bit.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah, Phantom of the Opera.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So like you said, you've been to Palmerston North, the third place that you've put on the play.
Yep.
What has the reception been like? I've just been wondering.
No, it's been good. The audiences are really good because they're actually well versed in theatre down here in Palmy.
Yeah, right.
So because you normally get our same people coming along, the people that enjoy it or the season holders of tickets at Centrepoint. But it's been really appreciative. I think they've really enjoyed it. For the older audiences, it's greater for them because they know that across from where Centrepoint is, in Railway Land, is where, in World War II, they camped. The soldiers camped before being deployed to Italy.
Oh,
so it has a lot of
history,
A lot of history,
in Palmy.
Yeah, which is fantastic. And, they just tell us those stories, and that just adds to our performances as we go along.
Oh. Who's all creatively involved in this project?
We've got 4 cast members. So there's myself, Regan Taylor. I played Launcelot Gobo in Centrepoint Theatre's production of Merchant of Venice in 2000. We got
probably know who you're talking
yeah. We got Tainui Tukiwaho, who has done a lot of television and a bit of film. So,
Billy T.
Yeah. We got Asia Mabry, who's
She was in Step Dave last season.
That's right. Yeah, Step Dave.
That was it.
And Almighty Johnson's. Yeah. And she's a talented theatrical performer as well, and dancer. Wow. And Amber Kareen, who lots of people think... In Kōrero Mai.
And Shortland Street.
Shortland Street.
Wow.
And our director, who is Gerard Urquhart. He's great. He's been on Shortland Street, but he's been a wonderful director through this process.
We've got another show that we that the company has, and we're going to do it here. We didn't plan on doing it here, but we I've got to say that the Centrepoint has done some really amazing things for us, being a Māori theatre company, and we hold quite strong to our kaupapa, or the kawa of our company.
Yeah.
And Jeff Kingsford Brown, who's the man who runs that theatre, he has gone the extra mile to make us feel like we fit in here. They don't normally do pōhiri, but he got
Milton.
Got Milton
and Tony Waho
to come in, and they pōhiri'd us from Rangitane, and they welcomed us in, and that process has made an impact on us. So not next week, is it next week? Yeah, next week we have a show that we do in Te Reo Māori for Kura Kaupapa.
Oh yeah,
and,
are we?
Are we? No, yeah, we are, Whānau, we are. We need to talk.
That's done, the text. That's done with mask as well. And so all the characters speak Māori, and the narrator speaks English and Māori, depending on who our audiences are.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be doing that next week for the tamariki here.
Oh wow!
If they can make it along, that'll be a.
So how old's tamariki? Like 21? Is it? no. I'm okay.
But that's a show where the reason I brought that one up was because that's a show where we encourage people to yell at us. We encourage the kids to get involved. The show's based around, we have signs, and we want the kids to use Māori words to affect the main character to get to where he needs to go. So it's like, did you guys ever read Picker Path books? You fellas too young, maybe. There were these books that you read, and you got to make decisions with it.
Yeah.
Like Goosebumps, yeah. Where you go to page 23 or 24, depending on what you wanted them to do. So it's a similar sort of thing on stage where the audience, where the narrator will ask the audience, where would you like our character to go, to do this with Tangaroa, or go over here and do something else.
Wow.
And depending on where the kids would like them to go, that's what will happen in the show.
Yeah.
So potentially every show's different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, slightly.
Potentially.
So try just
So I guess we're within this map of everything
we've
that
logicked
could
it all out,
possibly
but
happen.
there are options there. But in terms of audience engagement and people yelling out, there are shows specifically where we want that. We we want people to see the fun of theatre rather than thinking that you just go there, sit down quietly and do nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
That sometimes, even in Hoki Mai Tama Ma, a vocal response is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
To have people yell out and say, that's awesome, or even stink, like, that's dumb. And okay, I'll take that note on board and I'll try and
Just do it.
try and work through that.
But the third prong to what Te Rehia Theatre is doing down here in Palmy as well, apart from the language show, apart from Hoki Mai Tama Ma, is on Sunday. We're bringing down our own deaf interpreter to interpret a show for that community here in Palmerston North.
Yeah.
So that's on Sunday. So we're really glad to have her down here, and also watching an interpreter in a theatrical show can sometimes be as riveting as the show.
Yeah. We think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So she's been the 2 days rehearsals, a weekend that we had. She was in there as well, interpreting all of our kōrero. And some of the stuff that she because some of the dialogue's stupid. So some of the stuff that she had to physicalise with her hands was just hilarious. Because the dialogue was already done. And she's like, "Oh, how do I do this?" I don't know. That's what it says.
One of the favourite ones she signed that we saw was like the cow fell down the stairs. Like, how do you do that? Yeah. Just throwing some random things at it.
But Sunday's show is going to be exciting. It's also the first time we've done that. But this girl, Melissa Sutton, what she would like to do is she's become, I think, fluent. She would say that she was fluent in sign language, and she's studying Māori as well. And she'd like to be able to interpret Māori in theatre shows as well as English. That's her kaupapa.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So we've really come down here with a bit of a bang.
Yeah.
That's choice. And thank you, Palmerston North and Centrepoint, especially Centrepoint.
Yeah, Centrepoint's been amazing.
And thank you, up here.
I don't know if this has been asked yet, but what sort of drives you to, I don't know, make shows like this? What's your inspiration to push you through this creative barrier?
That's a good question. I think for me at the moment, because of the mass, like Tainui was saying, is it's been sitting with me for about 11 years. So I suppose, and all the other stuff I've done, that's kind of been what I want to do. So now I'm excited and challenged by what these masks can do. So I think my mahi for the next 2 years is really, really investigating matakokako te matarua.
You got to do some international travel to learn about how those other people have developed theirs.
Yeah, and learn how they've done that. So hopefully work in that area, and then start developing more of these masks, and then working with Te Rehia to put on main stage shows and things like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
My drive is my desire for kaupapa Māori and Māori audiences to enjoy and be part of theatre more. In the past 4 or 5 years, I focused more on that. My day job is I'm the CEO for the National Māori Theatre Company for Takirua as well. So I try to get as much mahi with Te Ao Māori with theatre as I can, so touring things like this and trying to create, I'm in the process of creating the 2015 program for what Takirua can be doing for next year as well. So my drive is just trying to get as much of this happening as I can, and getting as many brown faces as well as the much loved Pākehā faces that we have in our audience as well. But I'd like to mix those audiences up, and get as many of us together sitting there and enjoying the same kaupapa at the same time. That's my goal.
Yeah.